gamers. Shutter my shades a bit. Alrighty. Eldrin with over 10,000 shields. Holy moly. How you doing, Voodle? Howdy. Howdy, Sam. Make Rosario rich so he can buy the DLC. New arcane makes ability shrink count towards shield as well. That sounds actually insane. A loot box? Oh boy! Is this greater than 6? Yeah. Yeah, we were going to go like straight down. We might sidetrack into that. And I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. The depresso has simmered down a bit for now. Guess I better withdraw a dewjobber. Evaporate that. Sell that. Sash that. Can I wear it? No, 18. I don't remember what are you? 38. Yeah, it's gonna be a while for that. Oh! Jules. No. Attack speed with crossbows. And accuracy rating. This is a pretty decent one. Alright, let's spice these up and see if we can't do something nice. You need... both of you need... much alignment threshold? Just companions. We're not going to be using companions. So, back in the bin with you. I don't know what skills are mark skills. I'm going to look this up. What skills are mark skills? I missed the I in the first skills. Po 2! Okay, Sniper's Mark. Okay, what is this? Skill Gem Tier 7. What weapon though? Does it not rely on a weapon? Sniper's Mark does look pretty nice. So it's a mark for death. Bloodhound's mark. Charged mark. Charge mark. I don't know. Sniper's mark seems like it would be good. I'm going to take a gander. Mark. Okay. Bloodhound's mark. Does it require... I'm going to look. Does sniper's mark require bow? So shit. Both of these are really good. I think for now I'm going to go with this one. And I'm going to take a gander at you. Use this. Where is my next drill slot? I guess it would be this one, wouldn't it? So we can eventually get to use both, right? Northern Village. Is there anything else there? Just the crap circle? So how has everyone been this year so far? I've been sleeping a lot. Sort of. Took me a while to actually get to sleep on New Year's, but slept a lot yesterday, slept a lot today. I'm trying to get back into a proper sleeping schedule instead of waking up at noon. I've played and beaten Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Was a decent game. Like, it's no going commando, but it is also not the worst Ratchet and Clank game out there. It is okay. And I'm not really sure why I haven't heard much about the game itself. The most I have heard about it was all the controversies with the devs when it was coming out, because of course everything has to be fucking political. That said, after all the hubbub, it doesn't come off to me as a game that's, like, supposed to be, I don't know how to put it other than the slop word of woke, in quotation marks. It isn't that. Not at all. And it's a genuinely good game. The guns were sadly a little bit on the dull side. Not terribly creative. Like, most of them are just either a glove, where you just throw out the object of the glove. Which, yeah, the series has always had glove-type weapons, where the entire deal is throwing something out, but there's only usually like 2 or 3 of them in a game. Like in Ratchet and Clank 1, there's the Bomb Glove and Glove of Doom. And in the second game, there's like the Hollow Shield Glove, I believe it was. But in this one, it's just a whole bunch of gloves. And the other archetype is gun that shoots fast. And the objects it shoots aren't even, like, for the most part, even unique. It's just... you have the most dull name I have ever seen in a Ratchet Clank game, the Burst Pistol. Which is just... like, the standard blaster from, like, Ratchet and Clank 1, practically. There's, like, a saw blade launcher, which, the only thing that makes it different is that it has the shots it shoots hit the enemy twice. Because it, like, hits them, swings around, and hits them again. And then there's, like, the lightning rod, which just, same thing, just shoots a bunch of bullets, but this time they're Zap flavored. So they can stun enemies for a bit. It's really unimaginative. Which I do hold as a mark against the game. Maybe until we get Witch Hunter, we'll go down here, nab these, go over here, and start nabbing these, because this is really good stuff for crossbows. And then once we get Witch Hunter, we can start worming our way over here. Get Culling Strike stuff. Also get the jewel socket. I'd like to build defensively for deflection. Anyway. Yeah, I guess you could say the game was very safe. Like, it didn't do anything too out there. Didn't try anything really all that new. I mean, like, the stages are broken up between Ratchet and Rivet, which is that universe's version of Ratchet, in a way. They play pretty much the same. The only real difference is that Rivet's got her own type of cranks, where instead of the you know, the bolts where you use Ratchet's wrench on, you spin around for a bit. Those are in the game is bog standard. But Rivet has her own version where she sticks her hammer into a thing and uses it like a lever. And it's more cosmetic than anything else. It like takes the same amount of time to do. It's just a different animation. And it's not like you can go to the same planets as the other characters, so there isn't anything like you gotta swap between. Did I grab a passive skill? Attrition. Did I ever actually activate it? Yes. What did attrition do? Culling strike. Oh yeah, I deal gradually more damage to bosses and get rares. Anyways. The only other difference, and it really is a minor one, is that the throw wrench attack that Ratchet has, or boomerangs out, is different for Rivet, where instead she throws her hammer in an arc. I will be honest though, I kinda like the hammer arc more than I like the classic Ratchet thingy. But other than that, it's more cosmetic than anything. Rapidos. We'll take more flame grenades. Not fitting. You know, so you may be able to equip that staunching charm before the end of the act. It'll definitely be on by the end of the stream. The music in the game was very forgettable. It was way too soft and very generic. You don't get those funky fresh beats that you would get with the old games. go into the zone. Before we go into Funtime Emporium, I'm going to grab me another cup of joe. Like, overall, I give the game like a 6 out of 10. It's okay. Well, you can certainly do worse. It definitely has that stank of modern PlayStation, where they want it to be a big feels cinematic story. It's not overbearing, but it's there. For better or worse. Like, I'm not saying it's a straight up negative. If you like it, you like it. I personally don't think it needs to be there. Like, the older Ratchet and Clank games is like, anyways, they had stories, but, you know, they weren't the main focus. And they're definitely trying to do things. There is one big fault I have with the game, though. One very big fault. It's something that is not unique to the new Ratchet and Clank game. New in quotation marks. The thing came out in 2023, I think. And that is, people don't know when to shut the fuck up. Which is an issue I've talked about many a times when it comes to media in general. Not just games, but like movies as well. They can't ever just have quiet moments anymore. Characters gotta be making witty quips at all times. And as much as I like James Arnold Taylor, I really don't need to hear him go, "Oh, wow, that's a thing." Like, leave it to cutscenes. That's where it should be. Like, sometimes there are things in the older games where it's like, yeah, characters in the background are talking, saying some funny things. But that was part of, like, the tongue-in-cheek dark humor of the series. But I don't need characters stating things I am seeing for myself, or things like you get hit by an enemy and Clank's like, try not to get hit again. It's like, that adds nothing to this, man. Real workbench. Don't really have anything that I need to regalize. Well, I suppose I can put you in. Oh, it has to be magic first. Shrine of Empowerment. Exalted Bench. Give me my orb. Yeah, gameplay-wise, the game is, it's pretty decent. It's about as solid as any of the others. Salted workbench. One more room. Room and death. Death in the room. Lipsy-core. Little bear did it. A good job. Wait, why was that one level 30 then? Bully bloop. Yeah, that's been what I've been mostly up to. Offline. I'm just playing through that game. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Well, there's the manor. Well, we want the rampart, gallows. Holy moly! You'll cut that out right now. That should be everything? Yes. If you're wondering why we're wanting to equip that bleed charm so badly, it is literally because of this place. There's a lot of these guys that leave blood piles. Isn't that lovely? learn ya. I love melt wax. Boom, 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 boom. Stash our cash. Stow our sockets. And let's loot our booty. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look again just to remind me. Is it reduces it to? Action provides a chance to deflect damage from hits, preventing 40%. Okay, so it prevents 40%, doesn't reduce it to. Okay, good. Exact chances to deflect also depend on the attacker's accuracy. What does deflection rating do, though? I'm gonna look this up. What does deflection rating mean? O2. But what does that mean? Nobody is saying anything that actually says what it is. Is it just a fluff number? Oh yeah, quests. It's just the bus. I know there's like a couple of side rooms with some extra lore bits. But we're not here to lore nerd out today. We are here to clear. I think there's also some scattered gold in the side rooms, but, you know, Chapter 1 gold is exactly going to be making us rain in dollars here. Your executioner has arrived. I'm here to cute Exile. Your soul is mine! Well, you will pay for your sins. Set the Groose loose! No, it's too early. Stop smelling me. That's what I call myself every Tuesday. Get gut. I'm gonna go grab me a cup of joe. Oh, an attuned one. Which one is this? The life sprig. Smash. Do I already have a life sprig pocketed somewhere? I don't think I do. Do I even have room to stash this piece of junk? Yes. But barely. And then one more level, I'll swap out the Ice Talisman for the Bleed one. The Countess has stopped counting. Annihilate her for her insolence. Good, good. Yes, I know. It gets crabby if you leave it hanging too long. You know what? I think it's time to use high velocity rounds. The crowds just be too wild. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. The crag leapers, because they're small, the game doesn't... Although the game sort of performs in a 2D space, it isn't actually. So if a short enemy gets in front of you, the auto-aim makes you look down to shoot at it. Woohoo! A gym cutter prism. Woo. Alrighty. That's not going to do anything for me. Nah, man. Nah, I think I'm good. Now stash that prism for someone who can actually use it. Might be wondering why I don't at least equip it to high velocity rounds. It's because gym cutter prisms are rare enough that I consider them too valuable to just burn. That's something where I have to, like, think about it super deeply, but enough that I'm like, I shouldn't just use it willy-nilly. Because, one, attrition will not be able to use it. Because when we get the Witch Hunter status, we don't need to have enemies in our range to be called. Everything can be called at any point, you know, if they meet the calling threshold. So, a thing that reduces the amount of time by 5 seconds if I pump 4 prisms into it isn't really going to do much for us. In fact, it will do literally nothing for us as soon as we're a Witch Hunter. So, that's a waste. High velocity rounds. Yeah, it would help. But I don't plan on using it forever. I plan on replacing it with the plasma cannon when I can finally get it. Because it will effectively achieve the same thing, but better. As nice as it is. If I had, like, an excess of gym cutter prisms, I'd be more fine with using it on the high velocity rounds. But no. And as for the flame grenades, I have stated before, I do not plan on keeping the flame grenades forever. They are excellent for now, but they are not my endgame side piece here. I plan on using lightning grenades as soon as those are available, as I am planning on, as I said before, the plasma cannon and the lightning grenades will also help. I don't exactly care to use the spark shotgun, as lightning is not my planned main thing, but it is my secondary damage type that will be coming into play. Primary, of course, being physical. Once we get Witch Hunter status, we can equip things such as Thrill the Kill. That will give us 30% extra damage in the flavor of lightning. And that will be a big blessing to our standard attacks. I would ideally like to boost my basic attack as much as I can, as I kind of want this to be a bit of a run and gun sort of build, with Plasma Cannon being a heavy shot to clear crowds, and the Shock Grenades as a little bonus. Alright. Stash that when we get back. Let's put these here because they're all going to be stashed. You know what? I'll focus on that later. Chance to evade is unlucky, chance to deflect is lucky. Don't really know how useful this actually is, because what it means when something is, I believe I've stated this before, but unlucky basically means the game will roll 2 dice for the calculation and it'll take the worst of the 2. Unlucky is the other way. It'll roll 2 dice and it'll take the better of the 2. So, but like using an entire node just to make it to where you have a better chance of reducing damage, but a worse chance of just negating damage, doesn't feel like a particularly great trade-off to me. Oh, that's pretty nice. Yeah, there's a lot of good nodes down here. Moving on. There's the boss. No. This is the boss.
Fire in the hole! On the cliff. Wait a sec.
Boom. There we go. Got him off me. And that is why grenades are useful. Looky here, looky here, look at what we got. Don't think I want this little Liddy drop. What are these stacks? Usable raving divertible display. Exchange at the shop exchange. Diddy for the coconut for Diddy. This is gonna be like one more area until we can. Goodness, I'm all out of space. We gotta get the person that sells gear. Is what I'm getting at. Let me take this. What do you got? Garbage. I spit on you. Tui. Consult with chicken tikka masala. It is a touch annoying that you have to come here first. Well, not first, but you have to come here before you're allowed to progress the chapter beyond the first area. Even though all it is just... Oh, the door's locked! Which you would think would be their first priority anyway. Like, instead of making it to where you could walk through this other area. I don't know. It's more of like a hang-up than anything. It isn't bad. Just like... Well, if I have to go and then be like, oh, we need to find a new way past, then why let me go to the quarry first? Let's see. We have this area, we have Trader's Passage, and the actual gates. Then we can do the Trial of Secamus. It's probably going to take us an hour to get through all of that. I suppose I'll do it all in one shot today. I kind of want to start off tomorrow with being a witch hunter rather than dealing with it first, especially since Trial of Secamus kind of makes me angry video game nerd a bit. Like, you know the iconic grimace. Snow's really coming down outside. There's a Faradin war chest somewhere around here that is an objective on the map, so I'm gonna do it. But then why didn't you do the crap circle? Because all it gives is like a skill gem or some such, and I don't care. But you get an artificer orb from the war chest. I'm not gonna sweat it too much. Like, if I get to the end, I'm not gonna go, oh boy, time to go look for the war chest. Because if we're going to get the Witch Hunter done in a timely manner before I just sort of shut down, I will need to get grooving. That's right, we're worming our way over here, baby. Brick Jim, what you got for me? Interesting. Hello. That seems pretty nice. Power charges and frenzy charges. You may want to think about that. Especially the frenzy charges. Yeah. I like it. Oh. Yeah, this crossbow, pretty damn solid. Just a shame it's only for level 1s. I'd love to see higher level versions, honestly. Pretty sure that chest, yeah. The war cache. It's the only item. This is the way to the mines? No, the war cache. We found it. Orb acquired. All is right in the world. Don't know if I've talked about my new Huntress that I've been playing, but man, I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing I started playing the game with her, because Huntress just... she doesn't feel good to play. I find her, both the Huntress and the Wizard are both, like, the most difficult to start with, in my opinion. Because evasion does jack shit until you can actually get some better armor later on. So, she's always taking hits. She's squishy AF. It makes her feel like she's not really viable for melee. At the start of the game, at least. Which, we're again going to bring up the issue of physical equipment requires power based entirely on an early game person. And my issue with the Wizards to start with is that their starting nodes are just kind of meh. They don't really get going until later game. But the Huntress, I always felt like the Huntress with my first one was always behind. Like, she always felt lesser than, like, anything else. Like, everything else does what she does, but better. Like, you want minions? She can have 1 minion. 2 if you build into it. The Lich can have an entire army of minions. of all varieties, with not really many restrictions in that regard. Whereas with Huntress, you have to cast the capture debuff onto the enemy. They have to be beast type, and you have to make sure to kill them while that capture debuff is on, and it only lasts a couple seconds. And if you want to ride that Roa mount, that's going to cost you a companion slot, bucko. They even hardcore nerfed the Roa mount this patch. The thing, you no longer get any speed boost while riding it. Which makes me wonder, what's really the point then? Because the only advantage you get from riding the damn chicken is now just you can move around while using your projectile skills. You can't use any melee skills while riding it still, though. So I'm just like... And, like, if you want to play as a character that swaps between a melee and ranged, the Druid, by and far, does that better. Because he can actually take a hit and deal a hit. Huntress can't. She's frankly kind of shit. She can poke a guy for 1 damage 1,000 times per second, but with the Druid, I can flame breath them for like 1,000,000 damage per second. So, and it's like, oh, she has disengage. She can do a little backflip to get out of danger. Yeah, well, the Druid has the little wing blast, which not only lets him do the exact same thing, but if an enemy is prepped to be stunned, it insta-stuns them and grants you a full stack of power charges when you do so. So, like, really? Which one seems more appealing, eh? And my issue with the Warrior also, just thinking of how the Druid does both Huntress and Warrior better. My issue with the Warrior wasn't his power. He is decently powerful. In fact, some people believe he's like the strongest, most overpowered character in the game. I don't know how true that is, nor do I really care. But my issue with the Warrior is that he's boring as fuck. I mean, if you just want a guy that you just hold R1 and attack endlessly, well, go ahead and use him, I guess. But me? I like actually doing things when I play, you know? And the Druid does that pretty well. You got the bear, you can throw a hissy fit and slam the ground. You can roar and run around. It's a lot of good fun. The druid is by far the most fun character I've played as so far. Is there anything in here other than the bus? No. I disembarked from what I was going to say, though. The Huntress. There are some very interesting spears, in quotation marks, you can get. Like, the one I'm using with her right now is the punch stick. I may as well just grab the jewel socket while I'm over there to chill. Man, it looks like we're going even slower than I thought I was. Might have to end it before even the next area. Anyway. Again, don't take my word as law about this. I am still fairly new to Path of Exile, and my experience with Diablo-type dungeon crawling looter RPGs is fairly limited. I can throw grenades too. Why has she not done her super attack? So weird. Oh, so that's just a skill bush on your part, Missy. Ooh.
Who goes there? As you wish. Goodbye. This, you have your orders.
I know. But I one less.
Certainly, fight to the last.
Alright, what are we going to replace? How about our gloves?
That is something. Exile for you.
Pretty nice.
I am pleased.
And how about a body?
Well, my friend. Exile for you. I will take this.
Goodbye.
Alright. Pretty nice. Did that. Watch that. Where are my node ribs? I swear I had some node ribs. No. Aha! Can't hide from me. Similar. Lightning Riz. Taking that for the final boss of the chapter. Don't have a thing. Sure, let's take a fire resist as well. Claim. Alright. Thank you all for suffering me. Billy's Wheelie. Game on Steam, I guess. Add to account. Here. Nab it for your Steam accounts. I know who we're going to raid. Raid. Yukina Sprite VT. Give Yukina Spurt all of your love. They're trying to push for affiliate. So let's help them. Sprite's an old friend of the channel. They used to do a lot of randos with us back in the day. Yeah, they've been coming around again after a long break. So let's help them get on their feet, shall we? Peace, love, dope, everyone. See you next time.